Kendra, and welcome to Hooked by Happenstance Makes Monday, episode number 17, Chrysanthemum. So today, I thought we would discuss the etymology of the word chrysanthemum. You'll see why in a minute. So, chrysanthemum, let me grab my notes. Chrysanthemum means chrysos, gold, and anthemon, flower, in Greek and Latin. So, gold flower, basically, is what chrysanthemums are, and they are from the daisy family. They were coined in the 17th century with that name by Carl Linnaeus, who is the founder of the modern taxonomy of all flowers. But the flower has been around since before then. It is well known and is a big deal in many Asian cultures. And it's actually the, chosen flower of the city of Chicago. Just fun facts for y'all. So it was kind of funny. I was looking for words to pick for this week, and chrysanthemum popped up as one of the things that I've worked on. And I then was like, I wonder what the meaning of chrysanthemum is. So I was looking it up. And so then, like FTD and Teleflora and all of the floral websites have their meanings of the flowers. So according to all those places, chrysanthemums are the largely commercially produced flower in the U.S. And they're known as Queen of Fall Flowers, which I thought was very appropriate this week. Not because I made a gold flower, because I did not make a gold chrysanthemum. But I did finally finish my chrysanthemum shawl, and it was on the first day that felt really fallish here that I pulled it out and started working on it. So it's kind of like crowning my fall, starting with the chrysanthemum for that season. So I thought that it was an appropriate word. So with that, we'll talk about what is off my hook. So the first thing, I have a lot of things, but we'll start with this because it is the title. So I finished my chrysanthemum shawl. As you can see here, she's big, she's beautiful, and she is made out of Premier Yarn Sweet Roll in the color Spearmint. That's what the middles are. And then the gray is Red Heart Super Saver in the color Gray Heather. I did make one adjustment to the pattern. Let's see if you can see here. So I don't know if you can see there, but that's the little tiny picture that comes with it. And so the edge has a second row of edging that I did not do that is supposed to help make these kind of flowery things. When I went to put on the second row of edging, it was too much. It was too gathered. So I went around and did a row of single crochet just around the edge. I'd been going, the whole shawl was worked in one direction without turning. So then I turned my work and I worked the single crochets the other way, which gives a nice finished look to the edge. But when I went to figure out how many stitches there were around it, there's 150 of the little loops by the end round. That was 1,800 single crochets to go around the edge of this shawl. It was a lot. And it took me several sittings, and it actually inspired me to make some more things because I was just burned out on working on this project. As you'll remember, this chrysanthemum shawl I made because I had tried making it when I first started crocheting and didn't know any better or how to, follow my work or read the patterns or something. And so I was not happy with how it turned out. So I made another one, and I kind of like it when it's not exactly in half, like when it's kind of 2/3. But you can do it in half, and it would also make a lovely table covering, because basically it's kind of just like a gigantic doily pattern. But here it is fully in half. And it can fit over your shoulders, and it should be nice and warm and floofy, and it could be shawl pinned or what have you. So that is all done, and I'm very glad to have this kind of off my mental radar. It's been one of those things that's just kind of been hanging out, waiting to get finished, and I was putting it off because the edging was just a lot, because that was a very, very large circle. But now the chrysanthemum is done, and I can truly begin my fall in doing other projects. So before I finished the chrysanthemum shawl, I actually finished this, which is the Clarisse top by Kim Guzman. It can be found on her website. I made this out of some mystery yarn I got in one of those mill end bags from Joann's. It used a whole bag and then 2 skeins from a second. I got the bags on sale. They were $3.99 plus 20% off, so it turned out to be a very affordable top. And I actually made mine long enough that it's like a tunic length. It comes down with my hands at my side, it comes down to my fingertips, so that I can wear it with leggings and not have to worry about having anything underneath, because leggings are not outerwear. So I want to make sure that things are all covered when I'm wearing the leggings, so the tunic will do a nice job of that. You will get a better view of this. I am filming a video showing all of the garment type of things that I have completed. We were going to film it this last weekend, and then it got really windy, and it's windy right now. So I'm hoping to have it out and published for you all before the first day of fall. But if the weather is uncooperative here in Kansas, because I really want to film it outside because I think you will see things better, then it will come out as soon as I have a day where we are available and the wind is not blowing. So that is the Clarisse top. The next thing I made is this, which I started mid Chrysanthemum shawl because I was sick of going around in circles. So I was asking my daughter what she'd wanted me to make, and she had seen my pond shawl thing that I made last week, the like shawl that I sewed together so it like artistically sits draped. And she liked that, and she wanted me to make her something too that was kind of fun like that. So I made her this, which it's worked is one piece. I started here, and then I worked all of the flamingo color, and then here working all the variegated, whose color name I don't remember, and then I worked here with the like tealy jade color. And this is all Red Heart Super Saver out of my stash that she picked. So it was one long triangle with an armhole, several textures, and then over here I've been doing a certain kind of increasing, and then I did like a decrease. So it was kind of a weird shape that then got all sewn together. So her left arm sticks out here, and her neck sticks out here, and then this goes under her right arm. So this is what the front looks like when you wear it. And then the back has this cute, like, it goes across your shoulders, and then like your butt sticks out. So it's super cute on, and fun, and kind of like artsy and different. She tried it on and said, no one in dance class is going to have anything like this. I bet they don't own one of these. I said, well, no, because Mom made it up. So no, nobody owns one of these. So it's kind of unique and one of a kind, and it was really fun to do. My brain was enjoying both the stitch and the texture and just the whole concept. So it's a little strange probably, but we're gonna go with it being avant-garde. There you go. That's like a nice fancy word for a little on the weird side, but kind of cool and artsy. And then I went to a VKN. Excuse me. I went to a VKN the other night, and while I was there, I put more work into the Slanket. Now the Slanket is also completely done at this point. Now I have not woven in my ends yet, but I'm going to go ahead and show it to you now, and then you'll see it with the ends all woven in that finished objects for the summer video, where I try on all of the clothing objects for you. But here is what the finished Slanket looks like. So this is made out of Bernat bamboo in the color Smooth Sailing, and it is soft and drapey and silky looking and just so luxurious. Let's see. I put it on, I'll throw it over my shoulders, and it is long enough that like if I were sitting in a chair, it comes all the way over like my arms, so you could cuddle up on the couch in it. Also though, it comfortably, my arms can pop out, and I could like do work. You can wrap it around you. It's big and thick enough that it'll like stay, so I could type while I have it on. It's deep enough that it goes to my waist, but still short enough that I can sit in a chair or on the couch without sitting on it, which is kind of a pet peeve of mine. So I am super, super excited about this, as well as I could wear it out, especially with the right outfit. But I primarily think that this is going to probably live on the back of my desk chair and just be like my cuddle up item for the winter. So, in working on this, the goal of this was to use up all of that Bernat bamboo that I had in stash. So I made up the pattern, which I think I will probably write up. I want to make another one because I enjoy it so much. I won't make the next one out of the Bernat bamboo. I might try making out of a worsted weight because this is a number 5. but I will try making it out of something else just to see what I think. But out of all of that burlap bamboo that I had, as you'll remember from before, this is all that is left. So I used it all, and that was good because I didn't want any of it to go to waste. So the Slanket is done, and I'm very, very happy with her, and I'm sure that you will see her many times throughout the winter as she gets used. Now I'm going to just fold her up so I can sit down and weave in the ends. I really just need to sit down and like turn on some podcasts or a movie or something and just get it done. But after I got it done, I could have woven in the ends on the VK end, but I didn't have my needle next to me, so I just didn't. And sometimes I don't necessarily like to weave in my ends like immediately, which I recognize means that things sit around without their ends woven in for a while sometimes. But sometimes you just want to bask in the glow of like, I'm done. I did all the work. Now the really annoying, tedious work is left. But I've done all the work. Okay. Moving along to what is on my hook. Also, in the midst of working on the Chrysanthemum shawl, I wanted to start a new project. And I've been trying to, you know, clean out things, doing my Freaker Frog videos, and then also trying to stay up on the projects that I decide are going on my hook from the Freaker Frog, actually getting them on my hook, as well as using the yarn that I am reclaiming and like earmarking for certain projects. So I had in a Freaker Frog, this is living in a project bag I made a while ago, I had yarn from Jessica, who is Sarah Nova or Sarah Nova Crafts, depending on where you are, and this is Araucania. I forget which Araucania it is. I want to say, no, I won't even say because I don't remember for sure, but it is Araucania yarn, and it is a single, and it is beautiful. It's purples with a bunch of other colors in it. Well, Jessica had written a while ago a crochet pattern called the Wavy Chevron Blanket, and it is available on Ravelry, and I had always wanted to take her pattern and design something out of it using the yarn I got from her, because I thought that was kind of a cool thing. So what I want to do is make like a poncho-y type thing. We'll see how much, I'm not exactly sure how far this is going to get me. It might turn out that this becomes like the front half and something else is the back or something, or I might just make a shorter version. Anyways, this is worked up using a size K hook and that yarn using her Wavy Chevron pattern. And it is the front and or back beginning portion of a poncho type thing. So it might end up being like a short, like a shoulder wrap kind of poncho-y thing, or longer, but I kind of wanted to just do her pattern. I've tried it doing some decreasing and I didn't really like the way it worked. So I was going to do like a front and a back section and then just seam, excuse that, and then just seam the shoulders and then maybe do some buttons along the side. So this is the beginning of that endeavor, and I'm really happy with it, and it feels so nice working it up. So that has been fun. Another thing that I did this week was we did even more work in my office. You probably can't tell because the part you can see is just as kind of chaotic, organized as it usually is. Because to me it's fairly organized. I know where everything is, and that's all that matters, but it's still a little chaotic in here. We did, however, get rid of a bunch of things, and when we're going through my office stuff, I found that I had a whole bunch of these shatterproof holiday balls. And I'd gotten them because I was going to do a craft. Well, I got them originally because we had small children, and I wanted to use them on like the bottom part of the tree so that they wouldn't break the glass ornaments. But then I never liked how they worked on our tree, so we I've kept them to make a craft project with, and I've had several ideas, but I wanted to try doing the thing where you use crochet thread and you cover the ornament. So this pattern, it was very difficult to find. I found it on Ravelry. I believe it's called like Pineapple something. I'll put the name on the screen. But it is hosted at Crochetville, but the forum post that is linked on Ravelry doesn't actually work. But if you go to Crochetville and search for the name of the pattern, you will find the pattern. So this, here's, it looks like a little closer. And basically it's going to make pineapples down the ornament. I am making this out of Pearl Star cotton. I got this yarn fairy to me from one of Steve's coworkers' husbands who was collecting yarn for somebody else, and they didn't want it, and they're like, hey, ask Kendra if she would be interested. And I was like, well, sure. So I took it, and then I went through all the yarn he gave me, kept what I wanted, and then donated the rest. Excuse me. So, I was just like tooling around. I wanted to do something with those ornaments because I have 24 of them, so I'd like to like do something. Trying that out, I'm using a size 7 crochet hook, one of the steel size 7s. It called for a 6 or a 7. I had a 7. I find that I don't like these kind of hooks very much. The steel ones, they start to hurt my hand pretty quick. So I did buy myself a new size 6, more ergonomic handled hook. But obviously, since this is a 7 and that is a 6, I need to finish this project with this one before I start using the other steel hook. And if I find that I like it, I might be in the market for a whole set of steel hooks that has better handles, because these are just not ideal. And the next thing that I have started this week was, this is going to become a balaclava for my husband Steve, or something like that. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. This is Lion Brand Wool Ease in the color Wood, and he asked me to make him, I was saying, like, I don't know what to make, I'm kind of done going through my backlog of things. What should I do? And he goes, well, you know, I'd really like something to wear when I'm running, like a hat. And could you like make it so it didn't cover my nose, but it covered my face? And I said, would you like your eyes uncovered too? And he said, yeah, that would probably be a good plan. So I've measured his dimensions, you know, like how far down and how wide the hole needs to be and all the things. So I am now still working on the top circle for the thing. Then it'll come down, and then there'll be like a space for his nose and his eyes, and then it'll go down around his neck. So I am working on that as I kind of feel like it. I'm using a G-hook, I believe, on this one. So that is everything that I am working on. Now on to my strung out projects, things that are intentionally long-term and ongoing. This week I did complete the We Hook Wednesday pocket number 17, which is here, made out of wildflower. If you're interested in that, the instructions and the videos for these are on the channel. And then this is the one from the overview video, and then here is the part that I made for the stitch by stitch video. So that is as far as I got on that, because I just had lots of other things going on, and these just did not float to the top of my priority list this week. The other thing that I did work on was when I was in that VKN, when I finished the Slanket, I still had lots of time left, and I didn't have any other projects around me that were ready to go because I'd been finishing up so much stuff. So I had gotten to here on this bit of my scrap stash blanket, so I added all of this while we were talking. So all of this is Red Heart Super Saver, most of it's stuff that I have reclaimed from Freaker Frogs, except this is some of the Bernat Pop that is left over from my pawn chowl, and yeah, the rest is all Super Saver from various dolls and leftover bits and such. So that is good. I'm making good progress still on that blanket, and I'm still very much enjoying it. And that is everything that I have strung out this week. There was no chapter to the Yarn Tales shawl this week because I didn't finish any books. I have a couple of books that are coming up to being finished, so I should have a backlog again here soon, which should mean it'll be, you know, I can do one a week. But I ran out of books I finished, and there's just, I can only go so fast when it comes to the reading and such. So that is all of that. And now I added just a wee bit of yarn this week. I went to Joann's the other day because basically I wanted to get a hook. So this is the size 6 steel hook. It's a clover hook, and it came with the little metal guard because the tip is so thin. And by the way, a number 6 steel hook is a 1mm. So that is that. I also went to Joann's because I needed another skein of Red Heart Super Saver in the color Turquoise, as well as another skein in the Frosty Green for my We Hook Wednesday pouches. I am running out of those yarns, which part of the reason I was using the Frosty Green is because I thought I would never ever in my life run out of all the Frosty Green I have. I bought it when I first started crocheting, well, toward the beginning. I made wedding blankets for my husband's cousins. They both got married in like a short period of time, and I made them into a blanket. Well, one of them I made using the frosty green, and I ordered as much yarn as the pattern called for, but the pattern called for enough yarn to make the blanket and a pillow, and I ended up making the smaller sized blanket even though I bought enough yarn for the larger one. So I had lots, and I've been working my way through it, and I finally am out, so I had to buy some more. And then I bought one of these, which was one of their mill end bags. And this I bought because they were on sale for $4.99, and they had the big twist yarns that only had 2 skeins in a thing, and this one had 3. I think this is Red Heart with Love, because somebody had poked a hole in it, and so I could feel it. I think that's what this is. So, either way, I needed some more black yarn, and I know that I will use this, and I like it. And also, on my way in, I hardly ever buy anything from, like, the impulse bins at Joann's, but they had this on sale. It was on clearance for $4.97. It is some Bernat Handicrafter Holidays, so it's red with the gold, or with the silver sparkle. I've used it before. Quite possibly this is on clearance because it has, like, it's not exactly fur. I think it's polyfill that is stuck to it, so I need to do a little bit of picking and then some washing of it, but it will be just fine, and I needed some more of this sort of cotton yarn for holiday things coming up this year, and I believe that is all the yarny goodness. Yeah, I got some ribbon too, but that is all the yarny goodness that I bought at Joann's this week. And that is everything that I have going on. Just a warning to you, my computer is on its last legs, so this video might be later than I'm expecting. I am filming it Tuesday morning because we had activities with the kids all day yesterday, but I might be late on a bunch of content coming up in the next week or two while we get our computer situation sorted and potentially get a new one. So if things are missing, they will show up. They just might not be on the days that you are expecting them. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.